Planet Dolan.
How did someone stop a bullet by being married? How did a man survive a 500-foot fall onto concrete? What you believe is up to you, but here are 10 real-life miracles that scientists have no explanation for. I'm Danger Dolan's mysterious brother, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10. Generally speaking, CPR has a pretty limited window where it can resuscitate someone. It's usually within only a few minutes, and isn't especially reliable even on healthy adults. That's why doctors were stumped when CPR brought back a 22-month-old boy after an hour and 42 minutes. The boy had fallen into a stream, and by the time he was found, he had no pulse and wasn't breathing. Rescuers tried CPR for 100 minutes with no luck. In minute 101, he revived. 5 days after the incident, he was back home, completely undamaged, like nothing ever happened. Number 9. Japan isn't a particularly religious country, but there are still some sects of Christianity throughout the nation. That's what made a weeping statue at a Catholic church in Akita, Japan so noteworthy. The carved wood statue began crying tears of blood, one of the rare claims of this caught on camera. This coincided with the nun's claims that she had been visited by an apparition of the Virgin Mary. The local Catholic Church confirmed the event, but the Vatican has not. And the science of the matter is dubious at best. Still, the weeping statue was caught on camera, and there isn't much information to explain how that happened. Number 8. Grayson Kirby was dead when he arrived at the University of Virginia Medical Center. He'd been thrown from a car, crushing his lungs and breaking countless bones in his body. The doctors were able to get him on life support, but there was very little hope for his recovery given his injuries. Grayson's family, not knowing what else to do, started prayer groups and held fundraisers. 10 days later, Grayson opened his eyes and started on the path to a full recovery, and doctors have no idea why or how this happened. Number 7. In 2015, a 25-year-old woman lost control of her car and drove off the side of a bridge over the Spanish Fork River in Utah. The car landed on its roof in the shallow water and stayed there for 14 hours before anyone found it. The officers at the scene all heard the same voice, a woman's voice talking to them, calling out for help from the direction of the car. But when they found the car, the woman was dead and clearly had been since the crash. What they did find was her 18-month-old daughter in the back seat, safely strapped into her car seat. But all the officers agreed it was not a baby's voice they heard, it was a woman's voice. They just can't explain where that voice would have come from. Number 6. Saint Andre of Montreal, Canada was a humble man who built a reputation for healing the sick throughout his life in the Catholic Church. Saint Andre was so sought for healing prayer, he eventually began collecting crutches from the people that had recovered. Perhaps the most stunning example of this was a 9-year-old boy who had been hit by a car and was in a coma. After several days, and doctors' assessments that he had no hope of recovery, the boy's parents agreed to remove him from life support. Rather than fade away, the boy began breathing on his own, and woke from his coma 3 weeks later, making a full recovery. Number 5. Donny Register was running his antique shop one morning when he found himself being robbed at gunpoint. The robbers demanded money with a gun right in his face, and Donny assumed they were ready to shoot him. He was right. As a reaction, he put his hand in front of his face just as the gun went off, and the bullet ricocheted off his wedding ring. Part of the bullet lodged into his middle finger, the other part lodged in the muscle of his neck, but neither were life-threatening. Number 4. During a routine C-section, things got very much not routine for one 40-year-old Florida woman. As she was giving birth to her new baby, a rare complication popped up, which doctors spent 3 hours trying to save her from. They appeared to be unable to save her, and those 3 hours ended with the woman going 45 minutes without a pulse. They gathered the woman's family to tell them there was nothing they could do, and were preparing to announce the time of death when they heard a blip on the heart monitor. Not only was she alive, but she managed to go 45 minutes without a pulse and avoid any brain damage. Number 3. On December 7, 2008, Alcides Moreno was working his job as a window washer when his scaffolding collapsed, sending him and his brother on a 500-foot fall to the Manhattan streets below. His brother died instantly, but Alcides was admitted to the hospital with both legs and his right arm broken in multiple places. His chest, spine, and abdomen all suffered extreme injuries, and there was severe internal bleeding in his brain and throughout his body. After all that, he opened his eyes and started talking less than 3 weeks after the fall. About half of all people who suffer a fall from 50 feet die from it. Alcides Moreno not only survived it from a fall 500 feet, but he made a full recovery. Now the Ecuadorian immigrant drives his kids to school and does walkathons for a church food pantry. Number 2. The Catholic Church takes the concept of miracles very seriously. They have to be verified and approved by a panel of miracle experts. They're so strict about what is and what is not a miracle that when the blood of a 4th century saint went from dry to liquefied in the presence of Pope Francis, the Church deemed it a half miracle. Scientists have theories about what causes the blood in that vial to liquefy, but obviously the Church hasn't allowed any scientists access to study them. Number 1. Luke Burgi of Colorado Springs, Colorado, came down with a terrible intestinal problem on the first day of preschool in 1998. The condition sent him to the hospital where doctors were unable to even diagnose the problem. Luke suffered with the problem for 6 months, having violent diarrhea 8 to 10 times a day. Doctors were at a total loss and were about to test for a tumor in his colon, but then one day, it just went away. It was the same day 2 local nuns finished a 9-day prayer to Mother Teresa Bonzel to intercede on Luke's behalf. Mother Bonzel was a German nun who died in 1905, but since doctors had no explanation for the incident, Pope Francis approved the event as a miracle and Bonzel was canonized in the church as a saint 108 years after her death.
This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys.
Well, that's it for this countdown, but catch you guys next time.